know for my child, I always want to know, what is a typical day supposed to look like? What can I count on? What is actually going to be happening for my child? So for math, every day your child is going to log into the Canvas page, and they're going to go to the week and the day that we have class. So we're going to look at a typical week. The first week is just back to school stuff. So we're going to take a look at the first week of school where we're doing math, which would be week 2. So they're going to tap on week 2, and let's say that it's Monday. They're going to click on Monday, and then they'll end up with a daily agenda. So it has all the information that they're going to need. It has our learning targets, it has the daily assignment, it has a cool down. The extra supports are exactly what they are, extra supports. So if your child is struggling, if you need extra practice, that's where you're going to go. And then the PDSA lesson. So your child's going to be responsible for copying their Keynote to their iPad. So it's going to pull up that link. It might take a second because there are a lot of embedded audio files to support our students that are struggling readers. So you'll share it by clicking the share button, and then you're going to copy to Keynote, which is the one that says copy to Keynote. If that doesn't automatically pop up, you can hit the more, and then it'll show up down towards the bottom. But for right now, we're just going to copy it to Keynote. And then it's going to show up in your child's Keynote files. So from there, your child is going to either choose to engage with me on Zoom, and they're going to go through their daily schedule. So my first period meets at 9, my second period meets at 10, and my third period meets at 1. And they're going to follow along. We're going to do breakout rooms and use digital tools to try and help with understanding. For those students that don't have easily accessible internet or would prefer to work independently, they're going to do this assignment independently. So they're going to click edit, and then from there they can access all of the tools. It's got a play button so that it reads all of the questions aloud to your child. I have a lot of students with reading difficulties, so that's why that's there. If your child doesn't need it, that's fine. There are writing tools, so you hit the plus symbol and then you can write directly on it. Your child can also type. So let's say they would prefer to type their response. They double tap, and then they can type their response in the box. So they're going to go through and finish it, finish the entire file. I have YouTube links with the videos for this lesson, so I've already done a screencast with all of the answers and all of how to answer each of the questions in this file. So they really need to be checking their answers. If they're sending it to me incorrectly, that tells me that they did not watch the video, they did not follow along, they're not doing the flip model. So the design of a flip model is that they're playing the video, pausing it, trying to work it out on their own, playing the video, checking their work. So they might end up splitting their screen, they may end up just using the home button to switch in between. So then when they're done, we had trouble in the spring with the cool down images. This has the cool down image, but they're not going to do their cool down here. So that's always the second to last slide. And then they need to submit. So here I have a video on how to submit, but I'm just going to show you how to submit. You're going to go to your 3 dots. You're going to go to export PDF. From there, you're just going to export it. You're not going to do anything funny here. And you're going to share it with your Canvas. So your student Canvas is where they're going to share it. So you want to make sure that you have the math class. You want to make sure that it's the right lesson. So all of my lessons are titled at the top. So if you look by the cancel, you can see Unit 1, Lesson 1. So you know that it needs to be in the right option, because obviously there are a lot of places to put it. So then you click Submit. And then you know that they've correctly submitted it when it pops up at the top. It says Assignment Submitted. Then they're going to need to go and do their cool down. So they're going to go back to their Canvas. They can check to see if they've correctly submitted it. And if they scroll up, you can see that they submitted it here. So they've done it. My son's teacher keeps doing that. From there, they're going to go to their cool down. So it's all in the agenda. It's all linked in. So anything that says submit by it means that they have to do it. So they're going to do their cool down. They're going to open it up. I'm not really sure why that popped up. Maybe I have something linked wrong here. But anyway, they'll click on their cooldown. They'll do their cooldown. If they can't see the image, they can go back to their keynote to see the image. That was the issue that we were having last year, was being able to see the images. So if they want to draw on the image, whatever, that's fine. They can't do their cooldown here. They have to do it in Canvas. I obviously have something linked wrong, so I'll have to go back and look at that. But other than that, then they have completed their assignment for the day, and you'll be able to see that both of their assignments are done. So when they look at their to-do list, they can see what they have to do. They can see on their calendar for that week what assignments they have to do and if they need to submit them. So that would be a day in the life of a 7th grader at HMS doing the Zoom, the flipped model, or if they're turning in everything all at once because of no internet access.